Now, who is the mastermind? Is it Khumalo or Longwe? I know. I know you probably have never thought of it this way, but based on the versions that we have been given in the court, you could easily throw an inference to say, wait a minute, who's the mastermind here? Just listening to everything that has transpired in court. That is exactly what we're about to do. I know a lot of us, we will feel more inclined to say, no, it is Khumalo, the mastermind. But the versions and the descriptions that I'm about to give today will probably shock you. You will have to wait and watch this video until the end. Firstly, before I can tell you, or before I can talk about the version that seeks to suggest otherwise between Longwe and Khumalo, based on what is transpired in court, there's something that I want to highlight here. And it has got to do with the versions that we have. I want to firstly show you from the different types of version, because others are saying, right, it was a robbery gone wrong. Others are saying it was a hit. You know, there are thousands and thousands of different versions over one incident. So we will go through each and every single one of them first. And when we're done, you will realize what I was talking about. So you need to watch this video until the end. And also, I put it to you that you do the following.
If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people, because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below it is free of charge, to click the notification bell it is free of charge, to share this video it is free of charge, to watch this video until the end it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads it's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contributing to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the super thanks button. In case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying, we'll bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed.
Now, let's start here. Now, let's start with the versions. We've been told that it was a robbery gone wrong. But what if I tell you, based on this information, what if I tell you that there's quite a number of things that we haven't paid attention to? Let me show you. The first thing is that it was intruders who got into that house. And if you remember, the description given is that it was intruders who were drunk. You know, that version you will find if you read the articles where the then MEC of Safety and Development in Gauteng, I think it's Malobane, if I pronounce her surname correctly, she had painted a picture around that. Even some of the statements that were issued by Khumalo suggested the same, right? That it was just people who were high, they were in drugs, and thus, you know, they were amateurs because they couldn't explain the idea of these people being amateurs. That's the first version that you need to understand. It was intruders stormed into that house, and those intruders were high, you know, they just were there just for money, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. They just wanted money. That's the story that you have. The second version that you need to pay attention to is that when you listen to the story again, is that these intruders, the picture was painted to us that these people, their aim was Kelly Khumalo. If you listen to the version again by the then MEC of Safety, Khumalo, they said, according to that version, it has been said that when the intruders got into that house, they pointed the firearm at Kelly Khumalo. You must go. I've done most of those stories, right? It is here on this YouTube channel where I quote articles. They said that when they got into that house, they pointed the firearm at Kelly Khumalo, right? And Senzo Meyiwa then stood and defended Kelly Khumalo. So the target, these intruders, their target was not Senzo Meyiwa, but it was Kelly Khumalo. Now, I will show you something. That version, right? That version is also supported by Longwe Twala. You remember that I've recently done a video about Longwe Twala, right? That version, if you listen carefully, Longwe Twala in his version, he says, these people were there for Longwe. They were manhandling Kelly Khumalo, not for Longwe, but they were there for Kelly Khumalo. They were manhandling Kelly Khumalo. And Senzo Meyiwa defended Kelly Khumalo. And that is how he got shot. So if you listen to the version given by who? Our man. Who was the target? And from that version, the second version, Kelly Khumalo cannot be the mastermind here. But look, to get a point. And even on the first version, there's no mastermind because it was just people who were high on drugs who stormed into that house. The second version, Kelly Khumalo can't be the mastermind. She can't be the mastermind because she was the target. The third version, it says that it was a hit. But this hit, the intruders, when they got into that house, they pretended like they were intruders. That is according to the police now. So you already see 3 versions already. So these dumb intruders or dumb hitmen decided that for the first time, hitmen are going to pretend like they are roping people. They are not going to get there. And the funny part about this one, it proves again that whosoever thought, or whosoever was writing the script did not know what they were doing. And let me prove to you why I'm saying that. I've recently seen, like when I say recently, I mean, is even as of today when I record that video, there is a person, I think he was shot in KZN. He walks into the escalators. He's got a bag here. As he walks in, these 2 hitmen rush in. He was about to press the escalator. As he walks in, these guys, they ran in, they just shot him. They took that thing and disappeared. That's hitman. This one, it shows that the script is not scripting. Secondly, there's a video I saw where this guy is an Inkabi. He walks in, there are 2 guys that are busy talking. He walks in, he's got a bag. These guys that are talking, they've got cell phones in their hands. They are busy talking. This guy walks in, he's got this type of bags, right? He walks in, then just when he was next to them, and then he pulls up a gun. He fired that gun and he shot one guy in the midst of everybody. He shot one guy. Even the first story, if you're looking at that video, there was a lady that walked in, then that guy followed. And then there was a guy that was intending to go out, but when we saw that he had to stand, he ran after the incident. But they didn't take their lives. They focused on the person that they were there for. It shows that when Inkabis are out there to take your life, they take your life. They don't rob. They don't pretend to rob you. So you can look this across all the culture of Inkabis. They don't take you. They usually don't take anything. They take you. And most of the time, when they do take something, usually these days they've got a tendency of taking a taxi box life, and then probably take the jersey. They will leave the phone, the car. They'll take the jersey for traditional purposes. So you can already see that here, the third version, is not make sure. Whosoever from the police wrote the third version does not know what they were talking about. They do not know what they were talking about, because this cannot be Inkhabis. It can be something else, but not Inkhabis, right? Inkhabis, for those who doesn't understand what I'm saying, I mean hitman. I don't know what is in my noise here. Now, let's go into version number 4. Version number 4 says, Longwe Twala was angry, and he came there. Look, Longwe Twala was angry, and he's the one that took the life of Senzo Robert Meiwa. That's version number 4. Version number 4 is supported by the statement or the audio or the conversation coming from the father, Senzo Meiwa, or Robert Meiwa. Now, I'm not going to explain much on version number 4. Instead, I need to insert a video here or an audio here that is going to explain version number 4.
Amaphoyisa njengamanje kumele engabe abopha uLongwe Twala for killing uSenzo. Senzo was shot by uLongwe Twala. There was no one who entered the house. Bese ebopha all these police who have defeated the ends of justice. Usenzo was shot by uLongwe Twala. Listen. A call was made by Khumalo. The first call when Usenzo was shot. What Khumalo? A boyfriend, Kazandi, of which he didn't know by name, had shot Usenzo, and then a phone was dropped. At the background, Ukeli, she was crying, and that information was given to the SAPS. Why they do not want to arrest.
So you then move from version number 4, you go to version number 5. So in version number 4, before we get to number 5, version number 4, it paints a picture that the person who took the life of Senzo Meiwa, it is Longwe. Now, he can be the Inkhabi and also the mastermind according to that version, right? No, the people who were in the house, if they were to be arrested in version number 4, they will be arrested for defeating the ends of justice. And how did they defeat the ends of justice? They would have defeated the ends of justice by not disclosing the information as to who did it. That's why. Now there's version number 5. Don't worry, today we need to explain something. There's version number 5. Version number 5 says it is Kelly who killed Senzo Meiwa by mistake. It has been said. There's another presupposition that says when the gun was discovered, it came from Longwe. And so there was this scoff. Look, it said that version says even Longwe was not there to take the life of Senzo Meiwa. He was there to threaten him. But he had brought a gun. According to this version, he was overpowered and the gun was taken by Meiwa and then given to Khumalo. And Khumalo then, because that gun is, that gun, it's called what? I forgot the name of that gun, man. That gun is very dangerous and you don't know when it will release a gun. It is said that Khumalo was just joking and playing about around the gun and then pulled the trigger by mistake. If version number 5 then is to be believed, in version number 5, who could be the mastermind? It can be Longwe, not Kelly. Right? Because it is not Kelly who brought the gun to threaten Senzo Meiwa. Kelly would have just taken the gun from Longwe and jokingly killed Senzo Meiwa mistakenly. That's version number 5. So version number 5 suggests Longwe can be the mastermind. But then our problems is about to go a little bit, things are about to spiral out of control here. Why am I saying things are about to spiral out of control? Because the confessions made by accused number 1 and 2, then they shift the dynamics now. Version 4 and 5 would have put Longwe at the center stage of everything. But again, the confessions are about to take something else. But before we get into the confessions, guys, I've written things here, guys. Don't worry. I've written things here. Now, before we get into the confessions, we've got another problem here. Our problem is that, according to the police, Mr. Keninda's own affidavit, who's the lead investigator, it says Kelly Khumalo is the mastermind. How? Because based on the cell phone mapping expert, Mr. Colonel Lambasta Stein, he said Kelly Khumalo's phone was tracked, blah, 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 blah. And, if I find that video, I need to insert it here, right? So you can understand where I'm coming from. If I say, or when I say, according to the version number 6, which is Brigadier Keninda's statement, it suggests that no, based on his investigation, Kelly Khumalo is the mastermind. Right? I need to insert that video. I think I did have that video, or I do have that video, Colonel Lambasta Stein. I need to insert this video right here.
During my analysis, I discovered that Kelly Khumalo with a number 27827 044 358 received a call from Ntuli Nkani with the number 27733 059202.
Just read that first name.
It's Fiso Kulu.
Kisokule.
Sorry.
Now, let's go to point number 7 then. Point number 7 then, it says we need to look at now either left or right and ask relevant questions now. Because, I mean, if you look at the SMSs revealed by Colonel Lambasta Stein, it says Kelly Khumalo had sent message to Zandi Khumalo that says she can almost not forgive herself if she will not be able to get rid of who's this man? Usenzo Meyu. So if you're listening to those messages, come on. It just tells you what you want to hear. Okay. Now, our problem number, I think it was problem number 8 now. Our problem number 8 is that, according to Ntanzi's confession says we were paid 100,000 rand, and Ntanzi, out of the 100,000 rand that was paid by Kelly Khumalo, received an amount of 55,000 rand. So, right there, it puts Kelly, or it sets Kelly as the mastermind. Now, right from point number 8, we move to point number 9. Point number 9, it takes us to the confession made by accused number 1, Muziga Ukulelo Sbiya. Again, we don't know the amount, if I'm not mistaken, but we know that Kelly is the one who hired them, as per the confession of accused number 1. Right there, you already see we've got a problem again. It points back to Kelly Khumalo. We say, we will deal with that. We move now. We were on point number 9. We move to point number... point number 9 and 10 is just the same thing. Point number 8 and 9, it's just the same thing. Now, again, once we're done with point number 9, where it points at Kelly Khumalo, then you'll see that here they were writing a real story. Like you see the stories that you see on the stories that you see when you are listening to the movies and the fictions. Anything that you see, it has got the main character and the secondary character, right? To give you an example, if you were watching Uzalo, Nkunzi will be the main character. Sibonelo will be the second character, second in command. Who is the second in command in the Meyiwa case? I will show you something. Let me shock you. If you're looking, or as you are listening to that one, Ntanzi paints a picture that Mngube is the second in command. He's the guy that connects them and that gives them commands and tell them what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. And the person that assists Mngube, which is accused number 3 on the Meyiwa case, is being assisted by accused number 5, Ntuli, on the Meyiwa case, as per the script. That is not scripting. That at least according to, that's our point number 10. Point number 11, Muziga Ukhulela Sibiya introduce us now to his characters, second in command after Longwe the Mastermind. What we know is that it is Marco and Makimbi that are the organizers of everything here. So, who do you need to ask when you want things to be done? You ask Marco and Makimbi, sorry. We then move then to that was point number 11. Let's move to point number 12. Point number 12 creates a dilemma where we have 2 dockets as per the testimony of Warrant Officer Makubu, the Hawks themselves. Yeah, we must fear Makubu. Makubu is a member of Hawks. You know what I'm saying? We respect Hawks. Hawks will dig until they find you. They run a very high and serious intelligence operation, those guys. Yes, sir. So we respect the Hawks. According to Warrant Officer Makubu, he tells us that he first submitted the docket, which implicated everybody that was in that house, in the office of the NPA prosecutor Baloyi, who represents the NPA, obviously. Shortly after he had submitted that, just as they were about to leave, Geninda and his crew submitted another docket that says, nope, the people who are in the house, now leave them alone. The people that must be arrested are the people that are arrested now. Right from these 2 dockets, the first docket will create its own mastermind, and the second docket will create its own mastermind. On the basis of these 2 dockets, you will then have 2 different types of masterminds. I don't know if you see where we're going with this. I'm not gonna dive deep, or I'm not gonna delve. Look, I'm not gonna go look at as much as deep as possible, according to the point number 12, 2 dockets. But on this docket, we blame the mostly Advocate Baloyi, and we say, what informed your decision to choose docket 636 out of every information that was provided? Because on the basis of what we have seen transpiring in court, we say we have found it wanting. Docket 636, we found it wanting. We then move to point number 13, the gun issue. We say in point number 13, whose gun was it? One will say, Bongs, how is it that becomes even the conversation? It becomes the conversation because we have to, or we must find out whose gun was it. Because if we can find whose gun was it, then we will be able to tell. You understand what I'm saying? Now, speaking about the issue of the gun, in an interview on Metro FM done by Longwe Twala, we learn that the gun carries a significance, right? There's significance in the gun. I'm not going to talk much about the gun because we already know, you and I already know, that there's something about the gun that... let me leave it there. Let me leave it there. One day I'll come back to this point. Maybe it deserves its own special video. But nevertheless, let's go to point number 14. Point number 14 takes us to... It says It is Longwe who was angry at Senzo Meyiwa. And he was angry because he thought this guy was going to take his girlfriend and give it to his friends. That's 1.1. Because already Tumelo is there. We were told that they slept, it was Tumelo, Senzo, Kelly at Malbatin. So the same Senzo has invited friends, and apparently Zandi Khumalo doesn't want this guy, and so this guy had a reason to be angry. 1.2 says it is actually Senzo that was sleeping with Zandi Khumalo. And Longwe discovered that and was angry at Senzo. If you follow this version, you will remember a picture painted by Tumelo, if not Mtogozis, is that when Longwe walked into that house, he did not greet anyone. Do you remember that? When Longwe walked into the Khumalo house, he did not greet anybody. Now, that takes me to point number 14. Senzo died protecting Kelly Khumalo. Right? Everything here, it appears like it was meant to kill Kelly Khumalo. And so, the gun was pointed at Kelly Khumalo, the target was Kelly Khumalo. If that's the case, then she can't be the mastermind. Right? If you follow the last part of what I've just said, Kelly Khumalo can't be the mastermind. So then, who could be the mastermind? Right? And this creates another dilemma. And our dilemma is that it can't be Longwe here. Why I'm saying it can't be Longwe here? Because Longwe Twala already, when it comes to Longwe Twala, already we know that based on how the story is portrayed, he can't be the mastermind, according to this version. So, I hope you have seen that I have decided to take you into this journey where, in this journey, I was seeking to show you that according to this script, we must have two masterminds. Now, it is up to you to tell me who is the mastermind. Based on your own analysis, who is the mastermind? And why will you choose whosoever you choose as the mastermind? I'm so keen to find the reasons why you will choose anybody between Kelly or Longwe Twala as the mastermind. I'm very much interested to know how will you arrive to a conclusion in this story. I've done my best to at least take you into confidence and show you some of the loopholes here. You can also do your best by liking the video, subscribing, commenting, watching the ads, watching the video obviously until the end. It does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. I would also like you guys to share this video to as many people as possible, right? Those are the things that I would like you to do for me. Otherwise, you and I we will meet in the next video. But until that time where we meet, please take care.